Okay, right up top, I want to be super clear about what this is and what it isn't. This isn't some motivational talk. It's not another list of productivity hacks. And it's definitely not a personality test. Nope, this is an explainer. We're going to dig into a very specific way of thinking, a particular thinking pattern. And maybe more importantly, we're going to talk about what it quietly costs you. So, what is this upstream mind? Well, think about it like this. Most of us, we do our work at the end of a process, right? During the execution phase. But people with an upstream mind, they do all the heavy lifting right at the very beginning. They're kind of like the architects of the whole project before a single brick is even laid. And what's so fascinating is how they pull this off. They get in there and they shape the core assumptions. They define the constraints, the actual rules of the game. And they work like crazy to get rid of any ambiguity. And the result? Well, when they do this really well, the actual doing part for everyone downstream, it just feels easy.
Yeah, it feels obvious, inevitable, kind of clean. And that's the whole point, right? This is the ultimate goal. When that upstream work is done well, all that downstream effort, the part everyone else actually sees, it just seems to disappear. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's just really good preparation.
But there's a cost to thinking this way. A hidden cost. See, when everything goes smoothly, no alarms go off, right? Nothing breaks, nobody's calling an emergency meeting. So what happens? You move on to the next thing. And this right here, this is the absolute crucial point. We all do it. We mistake a smooth process for a perfect one. But here's the thing. Just because a project got done without any drama doesn't mean it was the best possible project. Smooth execution isn't proof of an optimal outcome. It's just proof that the execution, that it was smooth. This is where the problem starts. When we don't examine our successes, value just quietly leaks out of the system. That's the quiet cost we're talking about. Because you never learn why it worked, you can't actually do it again on purpose. And maybe even worse, you don't see what didn't work, all the things that could have made it even better. So in the middle of all the high fives for a smooth finish, these are the questions that just never get asked. Right? Like, why did this actually work? Was it our brilliant strategy, or did we just get lucky? What opportunities did we miss? What were the things we didn't even see because we were so focused on making sure everything went off without a hitch? And look, I've lived this. I have been on projects that, on the surface, felt like massive successes. I mean, on time, on budget, everybody's celebrating. And then you find out later that some of them were quietly losing money. And it wasn't because anyone was bad at their job, not at all. It was simply because that feedback was missing. So the fix, it isn't about working harder or executing more. That's not it. The solution is actually about closing the feedback loop. It's simple, really. You start with your design, you look at the outcome, but then, and this part is everything, you have to actually make time for reflection. It's that reflection that lets you build a better design the next time around. It's this simple but incredibly powerful cycle.
So, if any of this started to feel a little uncomfortable, maybe a little too familiar, listen to that feeling. That discomfort, it's not a problem you need to solve. It's not a criticism. It's data. It's valuable information that's pointing you exactly where you have a chance to close that loop and turn what feels like a smooth success into something that is truly optimal.